So the weather's getting nicer outside. Pretty much all the snow is gone. And I've decided to come up out of the deep dark basement and come outside with all the gold prospecting equipment and have it under the nice shelter here. The weather's getting nice and warm, so might as well do it outside where I can get some water supply and be able to dump my extra material that doesn't have any gold in it. Not have to worry about the drains or the septic or anything like that. I've got my sluice, my recirculating recovery sluice, and all my pails and buckets and everything I need is out here now. Easy for me to drive up and drop it in the shelter here and to get some nice sunlight and some good fresh air outside. I'll give you a closer look here. And a lot brighter here than down in the basement. I'm out in the woods, so just up here is endless backcountry behind my house, so I've got to always be vigilant and on the lookout for critters that are bigger than me that might want to have a nice springtime lunch or dinner. So that being said, some people have rifles and guns. I trust my life with a little can of bear spray. and my faithful guard dog that looks nice and comfortable on his bed. Hey Duncan? Hey? I don't know how vigilant he'll be. Got a loud bark though. So here's the battery, and the charger gives a little bit of extra juice to the water pump as usual. The water's not moving too bad there. I probably could do with a little bit more pressure, but I've got some material from the trip that we just made last Monday with the kids, so I'll run it through and see how it works. Just recently I met somebody in Kelowna from the gold prospecting forum and managed to get, let me just shorten this a bit, make it easier to get around with. Stand by. One of the fine folks on the forum there met up with me in Kelowna, and I picked up his used blue bowl. So I'll be testing that out eventually as well. My homemade one, as you saw in some of my other videos, didn't quite work out as well as I'd hoped. These things are they're heavy duty. The plastic on this is definitely solid. So it should be interesting to see what happens with that. Got my gold black sand or magnetite magnet from Fred's. Great place if you're around the Okanagan. Fred's in Kelowna. Really cool guy. He's also a member of the Vernon Gold Panning Club too. So you don't see my sluice here. It's still down at the shop. I'm still getting it modified to use as a high banker, so eventually we'll have that back and we'll do a test down at the claim. So let's run some material. Okay, the light is definitely better out here than it was in the house. Should transfer this into a smaller bucket. It'd be a lot more easier to handle. Maybe let's give it. Watch this. My daughter really loves quartz, and that's good for her because quartz is really easy to find. This rock was pretty cool because it's got look at that giant stripe of quartz in there. It's really actually quite cool. Just goes straight through it. Really a neat find. You can, even if it's not precious, it's actually pretty cool. One for my daughter. This stuff is all wet already. Maybe we should put some little bit of detergent in here. Good old surface tension. Get the bubble bath going. sure that this is steep enough. I checked the angle on it before I did it, but with this table out here on the gravel, it's kind of hard to get it perfect. I'm going to prop it up just a little bit more here. Check my angle finder. One of the best Android apps out there. As long as you don't drop it in the water. That might be a bit high. Just about right. We'll try it for a few here and see what happens. Getting a lot of fine stuff in the bottom. It's dancing around, so that's a good sign. Some more shovels in there. I classified this down to 8 mesh, so it handles it pretty good in the sluice. It's just a pretty good size. Blows all the big stuff down, no problem. The sun's kind of beaming off the water a little bit there, so try a different angle and see if it looks a little better on the camera. Notice a kind of shimmer there right now, probably not seeing much either. But let's see how it goes. You can see it going across the aluminum in the middle. It's not very well against the black. Hope YouTube lets me put this video on, considering I've got music playing on my stereo in my truck. All paranoid these days about background music, makes me crazy. Stupid. Well, the riffles seem to be clearing out pretty good, and heavier stuff staying there. So I've cleaned out the sluice box and switched over to the blue bowl. I've got all the really fine stuff that I cleaned out of the sluice after I ran the bucket and put it in here, and I've got my black sand magnet here, magnetite magnet, and I decided to run it through here and just check and see what I got. I've already done it once. Let's see what, even a second time. Look at that, second time around still. Already some stuff in there. Look at it, just the magnet just sucks it right up, and I pull the lever here and it just dumps it all on the bottom. Just amazing how much black sand that thing sucks up. Look at that. Interesting. But I'm gonna put this back into the pan here. And mix it all together. And I'm gonna run it through the blue bowl and see what happens. Just for a test. Alright, so I grabbed my level, I put it on there and leveled it out. Cleaned out all the water, it was really dirty and nasty from before. And we'll give her a go. Battery. Shoot some water through this thing. Let's get it filled up first here. There we go. That's really quite fast, so I'm going to slow it down here a bit. Add some soap. All right. Now, just going to turn it off here. Some people say you can add it while it's running. Other people prefer to just put it in while it's not spinning. I think I'll be one of those other people. Okay. I panned this out, but I wasn't sure if I was getting everything, because I know there can be really fine gold in the area I was at, so this would be a good test here. Alright, let's start it up slow. We'll see what happens. Double check we're still level here. Oh. Filling it up. Let's get some spinning going. Wish that glare off the sun wasn't so crazy. Try and block it out here the best I can. See if I can get this closer. Let's get some more power. Might be a bit too much. So I just got a little pan here of the stuff that came out of the blue bowl. And I just thought I'd hit my magnet with it. You know, any extra black sand, and where is it? Ooh. Yeah, there's some black sand in there. So clean that out. I can see a couple pieces in here already. There's one pretty good size one. Let's put this black sand back in here. Let's take a look. There's definitely a piece. A good size one. Focus. Yeah, you can see that. There's some smaller ones in there too. Some very small micros that I'll have to pick out with a magnifying glass. Oh, that's a horrible picture. Let me zoom out there. This is just a couple shovels without using a sluice or a high banker. Just, you can find flakes in the Monashee with a hand pan. There's a flake right there to show you. Can't wait to get out there with the high banker and get some real results. But that's pretty cool for just a couple. It's actually about 3 or 4 shovels. And there's probably 3 or 4, one good sized one and probably at least one just a little bit smaller next to it. Oh, I just about had it on the focus there. Here we go. As soon as I zoom in too much, it loses it. There's 2 little pieces. One's not bad. One's pretty tiny. And there's some micro stuff in there too. Monashee Gold.